At the height of their influence, empires like Rome, the Ottomans, and the British looked invincible. They held vast wealth, commanded unmatched global influence, and fielded massive armies that moved with perfect synchronized steps. For the citizens living inside those borders, and the leaders commanding them, there was a shared conviction that their dominance would endure indefinitely. But history reveals a consistent reality. When we track the lifespans of major historical empires, we find a 100% failure rate. Every single one of them eventually ends. The striking part is not that these titans disappeared. It is that when you overlap their histories, they collapse following a repeating bell curve of rise, peak, and sudden decline. Studying the common mechanics of these declines provides a framework to evaluate whether the systems and institutions we rely on today repeat the same mistakes. Every powerful empire begins in the exact same environment. They are born from chaos, constant war, and extreme hardship. In this first stage, the rise, the focus is survival. That intense pressure forces a population to become disciplined and creates leaders who must be sharp to keep their people alive. Every decision in those early days is calculated. There is a collective hunger and a necessity to survive that drives rapid expansion. But then they reach the second stage, the peak. This chart tracks how power alters internal psychology. Notice how the trends diverge. As success and power reach their apex, discipline and focus begin a slow, invisible drop. The drive for survival degrades into a desire for comfort. Discipline slowly dissolves into routine. Reaching the pinnacle of success is often an empire's most dangerous phase. It quietly strips away the traits that built the empire in the first place. That leads to the third stage, ego. Leadership stops preparing for defeat because they assume they can no longer be beaten. They become overconfident and start ignoring looming threats. Small cracks form throughout the structure. You see minor systemic failures overlooked, officials prioritizing power over duty, and a wealth gap that widens. These cracks lead to a critical failure. The people lose trust in the institutions that govern them. History often blames outside conquerors, but external enemies rarely cause the collapse. They usually sit on the borders, waiting for the internal structure to hollow itself out. Then comes the fourth and final stage, the fall. Sudden external pressure, a war, an economic shock, or a rebellion strikes the weakened system. It can no longer absorb the impact, leading to a rapid collapse. Global superpowers are reduced to silent ruins and cautionary tales, leaving behind only scattered columns and stone foundations. Empires are rarely murdered by outside forces. They commit slow suicide through their own internal rot. Why do different civilizations, spanning thousands of years, continually repeat this cycle of ruin? Because there is one constant variable across all historical timelines: human nature. This cycle maps the psychological loop. Power leads to confidence. Confidence creates ego, and ego results in blindness. These dynamics scale from civilizations down to modern corporations, leadership roles, and individual careers. The moment a leader or business believes they have reached the top, they stop growing. And the moment growth stops, the downward fall begins. The defense against this pattern is self-awareness, humility, and the discipline to maintain focus, even while at the peak of success. Look at the seemingly unstoppable institutions, businesses, and leaders in your own life right now, and ask one question: are they truly rising, or are they already falling?